Ndio huyo rais, ndio huyo rais, ndio huyo rais, ndio huyo rais, ndio huyo rais. Wacha ashuke chini. Rais anashuka chini sasa. Rais anashuka chini sasa. Wengine wote tubaki hapa. Aya, rais anashuka chini. Rais. Tole. Ai.
Ladies and gentlemen, as President William Ruto marked his second day tour in Goziland, something that is surfaced with activities seems to be development. Activities of launching roads, launching markets and colleges. Activities of upgrading Gusii Stadium, visiting mamambogas and boda groups, and meeting governors, MPs, MCS, and local leaders. I tell you, politically, there is much more to this, contrary to what we see to be a development. Kindly, before I continue revealing to you how things are not boiling nicely as President William Ruto thought, take a minute of your time, subscribe to our podcast, click the notification bell so that whenever we make such videos, you will be the first person to be notified. Now, of course, we need to first understand that Goziland is not politically friendly with President William Ruto. And for that matter, President William Ruto was not visiting the supporters, but the opposition. Of course, this is because it is the home ground of Honorable Fred Matiang'i, who has become a serious political person in the country as we speak. Somebody who has first marketed himself to be, of course, a presidential candidate come 2027. And I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, without any fear or contradiction, that the tour is not about the development as it seems to be. It is so much different from what is being sold, from what you people are seeing in the mainstream, from what the leaders that accompany the president are talking about. There is much more to this. The president is trying to penetrate the Goziland. It is a political penetration, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I saying that? You know, president is trying to break the Matiang'i's influence in the region. Because you tell me, Goziland, today Matiang'i is the man that is being heard in that particular region. Yes, he's the number one, he's the kingmaker. He is actually the kingpin of the Gusii region. So by president touring the region, and by the way, you will wonder, a 4-day tour. Of course, you understand Goziland is not as big as you think, something that can take president 4 days. But by camping the region for 4 days is in a mission to break the Fred Matiang'i influence. And again, by this, the president is also trying to split the Gusii's vote, making the region to be the battlefield. Yes, because today, Goziland, the Kisses, they see themselves, when they see their son pushing, they see that they have a chance. And is the time that they see they're gonna back up their son. So the president is trying to break that influence. The president is trying by all means to split the votes. That's why you see is being accompanied by leaders like the governor, the Gusii governor, yes, Simba Arati, is trying to break that influence that Matiang'i has been having. And again, let's talk something to do with the brand. You know, he's trying to rebrand himself because Gusii region as historically has been seen as a marginalized. These people have felt that they are being ignored in a national project for that matter. Because let's be realistic in this. Even in Ruto's government today, you will actually count the cases that is in that government. Talk about the top government officials, the CSS. I think there is only one CS coming from that particular region. So these people for a long time, they have felt being ignored, being marginalized. And this is the narrative that President William Ruto is trying to change. But I tell you, this is gonna backfire. It's not going to work for the president because it is something that has been clear all for the past 3 years. The government, the William Ruto has been the government. So for William Ruto to sell that narrative and to think, yet these people also have their son, it is something that is dead on arrival, I tell you. There is also this narrative the president is trying to sell, the control narrative. Yes, there is this, is packaging this message, trying to push the message that, you need to work with the president, you need to work with the government, but not the opposition. Yes, the president is trying to, by launching many projects at once, is trying to overwhelm the region with many projects. So to signal that, he has a good plans, he has a development project for these people. But of course, I know you understand that kuna tofauti ya kutenga na kutenda. I know you do understand deeply. And I tell you, this, again, is not a strategy that is going to sell. There is not a strategy that is going to sell because, of course, he's a man who is known not to deliver the promises. Yeah. And again, talking about, is trying to prove to these people that, loyalty is equal development, that working with me in the government is equals development. It's trying to convince the Goziland that it is high time you work with me, you work in my government, so that you will receive development as other parts of the regions do receive. And I don't think this should be the case. Actually, as a president of the country, you need to work to Kenyans irrespective of whether they elected you or not, irrespective of whether they are opposing your political agenda or not. So it is not fair for president to sell that narrative that, for me to, for you people to receive development, you need to be loyal to me. This, again, is a strategy that is not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. I will tell you where the tour will not bear fruits. I will categorically tell you where the tour is not going to bear fruit. First, let's argue about this. Currently, there is that local grievances that has been building in that particular region. A good example is the SGR thing. The other day, this particular region felt, and they even complained about it, that by SGR surpassing Nyamira, going through Kisumu, is something that, again, they saw as being neglected, being ignored. So the president has a hard time convincing these particular groups that he means well to the region, that he is coming with the development. He has really a tough time for him to promise, to convince that particular region. Consider this symbolism that the president is using in his tour. President upgrading the Gusii Stadium. His target is one. The president is trying to target the youth. Is trying to target the youth, bringing the youth together, bringing the Gen Z, the first voters here. And again, in this particular thing, it's not going to. Actually, this is the hardest. convincing a Gen Z, convincing a Kenyan youth. I hope you understand how frustrated the Kenyan youths are. These people are so frustrated because of unemployment. The other day when the president was campaigning, the president promised youths a lot of jobs. Today, youths do not have jobs. That's why they have to go to Russia, where they're being killed. Something so sad. Because they have no jobs. Even the rise of Gunism, they're being used by politicians because there is no job. So while the president is trying to target the youths, it has sink in the hearts of the youths that the president doesn't mean well to them. And again, you see, when president meets the the Mama Mboga groups, again, he's trying to sell the same narrative he came with the other day. The narrative he used while he was campaigning, the bottom up, though he is really playing low key. He doesn't want it to come clearly, but actually that is what he's trying to sell. He's trying to tell the Mama Mboga that actually I mean well to them. But in reality, let's be truthful. Let's call a spade a spade. Really, what is it that President William Ruto has done to Mama Mboga, the boda people? I hope you have the answer by yourself. You have the answer by yourself. You know, Goziland is a region that you will agree with me that fighting Matiang'i in that particular region is not a walk in the park, ladies and gentlemen. These people see that they have their son, they have a chance to lead the nation. And again, you're coming telling them that, you work with me. No. They will act as if they're with you. They will act as if they're working with you. But in real sense, President William Ruto is not going to get any vote in the Goziland. I tell you, the tour to the Goziland is not about development. It's all about 2027. It's all about making the Goziland to be the battlefield. It's all about splitting the Gusii votes. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this will backfire so big for President William Ruto. Thank you.